At Vibrafinance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibrafinance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibrafinance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Another kind of bored day in crypto, just waiting for this pump to come. Everything is so bullish right now. I'm super excited. And today, shout out to the Pulsican store. They gave me this shirt, won a contest. So shout out to those guys. Go check out their site, pulsicanstore.com. They got all kinds of merch on here. Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X. They got all kinds of stuff. They got shoes. They got hoodies, drinkware, all kinds of stuff. So definitely wanted to give them a shout out for sending me this t-shirt. So yeah, check them out, pulsicanstore.com. I think I'm going to get myself some shoes, to be honest with you. I have the Hex Pulse Vans, but I think these are sweet. These little high tops or some sandals. Might have to order up a pair. Oh, what up, Cledtrons? Appreciate you stopping in. So yeah, guys, another kind of boring day today in crypto lands. The news is bullish as hell. You know, everything is looking great. It's just a waiting game at this point. And this is crypto. This is the frustration. This is the volatility. You know, this is what happens. There's more money on shorts or on longs. Everyone gets excited. The market goes down. They'll liquidate them. Everyone gets bearish, overly bearish. The short squeezes come. So this is just par for the course, guys. Another week or so, I think. You know, by September, we're going to be rocking and rolling. But I was looking today, Jake X. You know, we were talking about it last night. We were talking about Titan X and Dragon X and Blaze and Hyper and Inferno. There's so many things going on in Titan X, but Jake X up 73% in 24 hours. And boy, am I glad I swapped some Titan X for it. And I did it a while ago. I did it like halfway through this pump down here. I think I got it around 3,000. So I'm sitting over over 2x right now, 2.3x. While everything else is crumbling. This is why you got to be diversified. To not be into Jake Sharp's ecosystem, whether it's Dragon X and Inferno or Hyper and Jake X, just get into something. Grab one of the memes and grab one of the cores. It's just too risky at this point to not be in Titan X. We looked at last night at the supply that's going to start getting burned with day 369 coming up with Dragon X. I mean, guys, it's insane. There could be potentially up to 50 or like $30 million if Titan X 10Xs. Or no, if Titan X 50Xs from here. Because I think there's I want to say 500K in there, 3 or 500K in there right now. So if Titan X doubles, let's go. We are going to the firmament. Let's see any other altcoins. Omakami, there we go. Omakami moving a little bit. All right, I like that. Chart looks good. Ran up, bounced back, and now we're in that disbelief phase. You know, consolidation. And now we are literally right back to where we were, right down here in the middle of May. So hopefully we're going to get a nice little run up here. I think September, October are going to be bullish as hell. I think we're going to have a nice run up. And guys, the harder we run up this year, it all obviously depends on Bitcoin. I personally don't think Bitcoin is going to get past 85K this year. 85 to 95. Maybe we get to 100. If we do tap 100, it'll be for sentimental reasons and for bragging reasons. I don't think it'll ever be back. What happens when one coin passes Bitcoin? It's digital gold, right? It can't be used for payments, just sits there on the blockchain and stores value. Well, it's always been number one. Are you going to want to just store your value right now in the number 13 coin? Are you going to store value in the number 8 coin? As soon as one coin passes Bitcoin, it's now a race to the bottom. Every coin says, okay, wow, whatever, Tau passed Bitcoin. We're an AI project. We're better than Tau, aka Qubit. Well, we should be able to pass Bitcoin too. It's a race to the bottom. Bitcoin is the ultimate Trojan horse to get countries, rich people who have no clue what this is, trying to just come in and just run the industry. This is, I think, giving the little guy a chance. But at the end of the day, I say, okay, where'd Bitcoin come from? The NSA. There's no way it was allowed to, after what they're doing to Telegram, there's no way it was just allowed to thrive. A competitor to the banks. It was obviously, started by the government and the NSA. So if that's really the case, maybe it is the Trojan horse. We know Ripple too. Shout out to Ido Farina. I was watching one of his streams when he did a deep dive into the origins of Ripple and where it came from. And it comes back to the NSA. And these guys are lying about it when they say, oh, the inspiration came from a Grateful Dead song. Nope, that is not true. The same IP address registered eCoin, which turned into PayPal, GoGet, which turned into Google, and INSA or INSA, which turned into Ripple Co., which turned into Ripple Labs. So I don't know. Just because the NSA created it early in the late 90s, early 2000s, they released it. I guess at that point, do they really care who owns it 20 years later or what? I don't know if that really matters at the end of the day. If Bitcoin sucks and there's other stuff out there, it's just, these are things that I think about. When everyone's telling me Bitcoin's going to 125K, 150K, I don't think it is. There's too many other good projects, and the meme coins now have just made people sick of this industry. Everyone's just waiting for a new narrative for utility. And Ivan was talking about how everyone is going to be, looking for projects that have docs teams and have a solid founder. Well, with this Telegram stuff, I think docs founder or unanimous founders are going to be a must, I think, moving forward. Who's going to want to put their name on a project when they could be arrested for traveling now? So now we're going to be back to emojis as the team and founders, which I don't like that. So pros and cons to everything, guys. Crypto ain't ever easy. It's why you just got to diversify. Higher right now. I think I have like 1.2 Avalanche left in my wallet. So I'm about to swap another like 0.9. So what's that going to get me? Like another 30 million coins or something like that? I'll take it on this little dip. Because I know this liquidity, it's at 21K. I know they have a check coming for $200,000. And they're going to put it into the project, into the liquidity. So when they triple the liquidity, let's go. That's coming soon. Everything is dipping right now. And I'm glad too, because I only bought more higher. I got it at like 9,500-ish on the way up. I should have sold the top. But I don't care because it's only 400K market cap. But the deposits I made, it sucks. Like Bitstamp is now, they banned New York. So I went on there first and they were like, yup, sorry, you can't deposit or buy or sell right now or anything. So then I put some money onto Gemini and I bought Render on there, and it takes 3 to 5 days for your deposit to clear. So I bought Render, and then once I can withdraw it, I will sell it for probably Litecoin and then send it to Trade Ogre and swap it for Cubic, because the withdrawing Litecoin is pretty much there's no fee on it from the exchanges. And then on PayPal, I bought $500 of ETH, and I want to say like another 250 of Litecoin, and the ETH's worth like 517 or something. But again, I have to wait 5 days for it to clear. So I'm actually really glad, because everything is dipped. Well, except PTGC and the alien family over here. Holy shit, PTGC is just ripping right now. Let's go. Gotta love PTGC, guys. We found this when it was the golf course. I didn't know what it was. Just randomly on Deck Screener, found the golf course. I think it was a 40K market cap when we got into it. And I wish I didn't. It was a great learning experience. That don't sell your coins too early. You know, I took profits. I took too many profits. I didn't round trip it or do anything stupid, but I should be sitting on a lot more, to be honest with you. I mean, I was sending people 50, 100 million at a clip because I had so much I couldn't even sell it. Hit day 6. Let's go. Yep, Mobius, that was a great learning experience for us, right? You know, the emotions, like people just think, oh, you find that gem. Oh, you get into a meme coin and you just make $1 million. Once you buy a coin and it starts going up, now it's the hardest part. Every day, it's a constant, it constantly screws with you. Do I sell now? You know, once your couple $100 turns into $25,000, $30,000. Now you're like, okay, do I cash out and pay bills and change my life, or do I let it ride? I don't want to miss out on the X's, and it's never ending. And that was such a good learning experience for a lot of us in here, because it just shows you, just don't get attached to the dollar amount and just let stuff sit and let it ride. If you're in a good project, it's going to keep running, you know, when you're in the bull market. And we're about to be coming up to the point where when everything starts running, as soon as Bitcoin makes that new all-time high, guys, it's on. You're right. Hell yeah. PTGC to the firmament. Exactly, bro. PTGC to the firmament. And then Alien, its little baby brother, will start outperforming PTGC. You know, for sure. There will be a time. You know, it's been steadily beating Rat Pulse, but it will start beating PTGC just because it's such a smaller market cap and it's got a better contract, in my opinion. And then you have Burn, Liquid, and 808. You have the after boosters, which are your free airdrops for holding Alien. So if you hold Alien every single day, you get 808, Burn, and Liquid. Oh, no, sorry. No. Now you have to interact with the contract. So all you got to do is go swap one Alien for Pulse Chain, and then you'll get your rewards sent to you. And they're pretty nice, guys. And then ANKY, this one I think too has a ton of opportunity. You know, people just dump this thing down to oblivion. And once we turn around, this chart will get bought back up. But there's no sense of doing it right now when you're just exit liquidity. So ANKY is a great opportunity to get into right now for sure. And yeah, bro. A1A, I'm a whale in A1A. Like, I'm trying to get into the top 10. I'm trying to be a top 10 holder of A1A. I don't think I'm going to get there, but hey, you know, you got to set goals. A1A, B2B, I mean, all of Sonny's tokens, bro. I have these are all the ones I'm in right here. From A1AX to Hard, Center, Rewarder, all the way up Hex LP, InkR, Meth. Yeah, so I got a bunch of Sonny's ecosystem. I'm bullish as hell on it. And I'm going to be hodling these things. You know, I'll probably scale out of, it depends how high A1A goes, to be honest with you. But I'll probably take some profits, but I'm for sure going to leave myself a good chunk of it. And then maybe next bear market, get into the top 10. It's just people, the community it's going to take him another year to understand what he's built. I think he's got 500 LP pairs or something like that now. So it's insane, and it's just constantly gonna be trapping that liquidity in that main A1A B2B pair. Yeah, let's look that up real quick. A1A B2B. All right. Why can't we see the liquidity? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why it won't show the LP, but it's all good. It's all good. I don't care. I put a lot into it. I just know what Sonny built, and if it takes time for his ecosystem to explode, I don't care. I'll roll profits into other stuff and just keep buying. You know, INKR, Hex LP, Pulse Christmas, A1AX, Die Hard. I mean, I love getting back all these coins as a reward. The Wrap Bitcoin. I mean, I have like almost $60 in Wrap Bitcoin from holding whatever one gives it back to you. I think it's Rewarder. So, and then UFO too. These LP pools are absolutely insane. You know, they have the developer formerly known as TG Zen, the Gray 369, has made it so when you use these liquidity pools here, the problem why I don't have PTGC or Alien in the pools is because you got to pay that 5.5% and 6% when you go in and out of the pool. So that's 11 and like 13% in and out fees. Well, with UFO, even though they have the buy and sell tax on there, when you get into the pool, you don't have to pay that fee. So when you're in here, you know, you're in with your whole bag. You don't get chopped up going in and out, which is awesome. And the even cooler thing is this PDI pool here is getting so big with the 111 million PDI and 64 billion UFO that when people are buying big orders of PDI, the PulseX auto router is using these liquidity pools because they've now gotten so big. So people come in and they buy, you know, a huge batch of ink. Sometimes they come through these pools. And that was not happening 3-4 months ago. So just new amazing things are happening to these projects. Even with the contracts renounced, everything is already done. There's nothing that the developers, the team can do anymore. It's out of their hands. And when you see little things like this happening, it's just like cherries keep dropping on top of your ice cream. On your ice cream sundae, you got your sprinkles, you got your whipped cream, you know, your chopped walnuts, and you just got those fresh cherries just plop, plop, plop right on top. So shout out to these guys. UFO and PTGC are absolute gems. And shout out to everyone that got in early. I mean, 11% of the supply is now burnt. In the next 6 months, we'll be at 17%. Let's go. And it's still a $12 million market cap. But, you know, listening to some of these people, they really think PulseX or Pulse Chain has to start moving. Like, we got to start closing that ETH Pulse ratio. If it gets bad or we don't make a move in the next couple of weeks, it could be another 2 months. And that's going to be brutal, guys. But I'm going to be going down to New York on the 24th, down to the city to support. I'll be in the courtroom. I'll be making noise. So hopefully the judge says, holy shit, what are all these people doing here? And just lets Richard right off instantly. Can't imagine too many people have showed up for these in the past. Let's go. Yep. Doing a lot. Yeah, I probably did 3 or 4 of them. I mean, hopefully you were here back last like a year ago from today when I did live streams with Zach from Pulse Reflections, Chris from The Verse, Coach, TG Zen back then. Now the Gray 369. And we did streams with Jake, Rags to Riches, Wales. We had some good people on here. And shout out to Rags, Texan, guys. Don't sleep on it. This project's going to do really well. I personally know a couple whales in this project. So, with a couple of my friends that I really trust and like, when they are major supply holders of a project, that makes me bullish. I would much rather see these guys as the whales of a project because I know they're not going to harm it, dump, do anything stupid. So Texan's going to do phenomenal too on Pulse Chain. Love.io is where I'm going to be going to spend my profits. I will be going straight to the marketplace, the Loveify marketplace, and I'm going to be splurging on 1,000 designer brands. Now you can go get your Chanel, Hermes, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, all of it. And every single buy, you get 10% of your purchase back in love tokens, and it doesn't expire. You get an email, and it's like a coupon. If you can come back next bear market, next bull market. So, you get in the bear market now, you go and you order a $500 watch, and you get $50 in love. Well, that's at the bottom. Imagine if it 20x's and you come back in 6-8 months and you have $1,000 in love tokens, then you can go and buy another watch and get your money back that you put into it and still have more love tokens. Like it just blows my mind that these coins aren't doing phenomenal right now. And I get it. People don't have money to spend, but like instead of like messing around with memes and stuff, like we have so many good projects already with Texan, with PTGC, UFO, Alien, ANKY, even Pulse Launch. Like they just redid the website again. And this is awesome. Like this looks so cool. And they're on all these different chains now, which I love. Like I use this bridge. This is how I get from Pulse Chain to Binance. And I think they have Arbitrum over here. Oh, Base too. Yep, they got. Oh no, it's only Base. Yeah, that's right. So when you want money on Base, if you want to go buy some Pokey, you want to go buy some Crash, you want to go buy some DGen, the easiest way, in my opinion, is just buying Launch and then just bridging it right here. And then you just in your wallet, you switch to Base, and there's your money, and you can go start degening on Base. So I love Pulse Launch. And they have new projects coming out. And the newest project, I mean, guys, Pokemon level phenomenon. The next Pokemon level phenomenon. And all I got behind me is Pokemon and Magic. So I'm addicted to cardboard. I have to smell ink. Ink and cardboard and crypto. It's just a way of life right now. So Pulse Launch is definitely, I think, super undervalued right now. I mean, if you look at the team on this marketing project with Sensei Partners, like it doesn't get any better. And I'm excited. So all my coins are all staked. I'm actually about to pull my LP because I'm up on Pulse Launch and Ink. I'm up on both sides of it. And then I'm going to stake my coins. And that gets me the Pulse points. And you can use those for your buy-in towards new projects. Yeah, bro. Exactly. It is. That's why you got me, bro. I'm the filter right here. I don't hit every chain, but with Stellar, Hedera, XRPL, Pulse Chain, and the utility stuff, some AI, DPIN, a little bit of gaming. You know, there's only so many things that you can get into too before you start spreading your portfolio thin. You know, well, no, bro, it's not. What bridge from ETH to Pulse? That's just Pulse Chain. You just go to pulsechain.com and just go to bridge.pulsechain.com to get from ETH to Pulse. But I want to get from Pulse to base, you know, that way I don't have to go to ETH and then bridge from ETH and pay 2 ETH gas, even though it's cheap as hell right now. I want to go straight to base, you know. And then the other hack, the other one I like is sparkswap.xyz. This is the other bridge that I use. Bro, this shit is so slow. It's insane. So I can go from Pulse to Arbitrum and Binance. Yeah. So I can go to Binance here. And you know, there's a couple gems on Binance, like BioFi's over there. I think Block V's over there. Or no, Cellphane's over there. Creo's over there. I think one other. I just prefer to go off ETH if I can. But yeah, this is another great way right here from Pulse. And then if you want to go from Binance, whatever, but you get the point. So, and then Hexray, shout out anti-gravity. We got 27 more days till the minting is there. How best go BTC to Pulse? You can't. There really is no way. I would go. What I would do is I would go to Atomic Wallet, and I would go. I don't know. You might get hit up with fees. I mean, so I would send that Bitcoin back to PayPal, and I would swap it or buy ETH with it, or send it back to an exchange, buy ETH. Oh yeah, bro, this is right here. This is why this is why your network is your net worth. Mobius is a step ahead. See, I even forgot. Yep. Kanga.exchange, bro. This is where this is the solution to all y'all's problems. They have the best selection of coins. Whoever put the selection up here watches my streams, I swear. So you can send your Bitcoin here, get an account on Kanga.exchange, send the Bitcoin in, sell it, and then buy Pulse Chain. You can get Pulse, PulseX, Ink. Man, if they have Cubic on here, I swear to God, no, they got Quant. They got Pith on here though. Ondo. I would get a bag of Ondo right now. I think that it's too risky to not have. You know, with that's BlackRock's gem. You know, Nakamoto, one of my favorite gaming protocols on here. So there's a bunch of really good projects that they have listed here. So you can send your Bitcoin right here, sell it, and then Creo's on here, then send it off and stake it. They got eHex. Other Hex. Jasmine's on here. I mean, they have such a good selection. So, yeah, shout out Mobius. This is your way to get from Bitcoin to Pulse Chain in one step. And I've used Kanga. I would never show you guys something that I have not used myself. So I've sent money on here multiple times, swapped. I even have the Kanga coin staked on here. So I have access to pre-sales. Here you go. Moken's League is being designed to cover a wide range from esports to casual players. Everyone will be able to compete and get rewarded in their own level and league. Moken's League games are not play to earn. They are skill-based games. The more you play, the more you win. There you go. But they have pre-sales too. Right here. So private, Look at all these pre-sales here that they've had. And these are the all. So this one's made 676%. This one made 200. This one made 12,000. Creo made 7,000. Kanga 1,800. So I get emails for them all the time. So if, as long as once you sign up for this, you don't need you don't need a VPN. You don't need anything. Just sign up for it. You need multiple exchanges. You know, I have 5 exchanges that I use: Kanga and Trade Ogre, and then Kraken, Gemini, and Bitstamp, and Atomic Wallet. So that's almost like 6. And with my Hedera wallet, I can load money on there, and with Lobster wallet. You know, and I have you know, I think Phoenix DeFi Hub. This is a project that I like on here. You know, it's super risky, but these are things I like to put $100 into. And I put my money into these pools, the XLM and Phoenix pool. And every single week I get an airdrop of like 1.5 Phoenix tokens, because I'm a pleb and I only have like $30 in here. But I did it early enough to qualify for the airdrop. So I'm just getting passive income. And I'm going to keep it just staked in here in this pool, getting 70% plus my airdrop. So after like 6 months, I'll have my entire initial back. Just in airdrops. I just told you, bro. Kanga and Trade Ogre. Kanga Exchange and TradeOgre.com. Both of these you can get into. No KYC, no VPN, nothing. You just email address and Google Authenticator or 2-factor, whatever it is. And there's a really good selection of coins on here. This is where I get Cubic from. And this is where I got Nur AI. They have that Chlor AI on here. You know, they have a bunch of different projects. Bitcoin SV, I think getting one of those is it's too risky not to. You know, they got a good selection on here. Oh, there's Cubic. All right. AI Power Grid down another 10%. Man, I'm getting wrecked on that, but oh well. There's Chlor AI down 10%. Might be a time to enter. So, yeah, that's the other one for you, bro. There's 2 of them. Gabriel, True DeFi, Kanga, and Trade Ogre. So, yeah, guys, shout out to Pulsigan Store for the shirt. You know, give them a follow on Twitter. They got 864 followers. You know, let's try to get them up to 875. 55 of you in here. We can get 11 of you to follow. Get them to 875. Yep. Or, you know, I'm going to order, I said earlier, I'm going to order a shirt. So, Kobisi Letter. I like these guys. One of the best accounts on Twitter for economy-related tweets. Wow. Premium members went long on the S&P August 5th at 51.80. We targeted 5,300, then raised our target to 5,650. It's nearly 500 points in profit this month alone. That's crazy. And this is when everyone's talking recession, depression, world's ending, monkeypox. Meanwhile, the stock market just keeps going up, 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 up. And people are going to keep making excuses. And, oh, back in my day in the 70s, inflation was 16%. Well, yeah, you just had the most amount of people ever go through college, take out new loans, look for a new house. It was just a completely different world back then. 80% of S&P 500s are now trading above their 50-day moving average, the highest share since March. The percentage almost doubled in just 3 weeks following the rapid recovery of the carry trade unwind turmoil. Well, guys, that's going to unwind again because oil is pushing up. Who was it? Libya just shut off oil production, and that's a problem. As soon as oil starts going up, Japan's screwed. I've been telling you guys, it's going to be Japan out of Japan because we cut rates or because oil went up or because they raised rates. And I think Tether is going to be the thing that comes after that. That is the nail in the coffin because Japan is going to start selling a bunch of treasuries. The world's going to start selling. And then there's going to be a no bid magically, I believe. And or Ripple's real USD is going to be the realest out there and come save the day. But either way, it's just a matter of time. And we are front running all this. We're going to be ready for it. And if that Tether thing happens, or stablecoin legislation is not friendly to Tether, man, it's going to be a wild ride. And the SEC is not letting up. They are actually going to trial with Kraken. This is crazy, guys. All over staking and rewards. But FTX got to do whatever they want. How'd they miss that completely? You know, it's just such a shame. But I hope this doesn't happen to Richard. I mean, they are dragging Kraken through the mud. And that's how I know that Ripple is the chosen one, because they're off scot-free and they're going to have an advantage against the rest of the market. Oh no, what happened? Solana daily transaction fees dropped to multi-month lows as meme coin. Oh no, you're kidding me. I thought Solana was the greatest chain out here. I thought this is the ETH killer. What? Shit's crazy. Crazy. The SEC's unconstitutional collection of trading data. This is bad. The SEC's newly operational Consolidated Audit Trail, the CAT database, is disproportionately impacting blockchain users. The CAT is a result of SEC Rule 613, adopted in the wake of the financial crisis, in an attempt to give regulators more visibility. Today, the database is the largest ever created. It collects virtually all trading data in the U.S. A conservative think tank, the CAT, is unconstitutional. The greatest government mandate of mass collections of personal financial data in United States history. Rule 613 does not mention crypto or digital assets at all. A fact that the BA and DEF do not dispute. Even though the SEC has made it clear certain crypto actors, as exchanges, brokers, or dealers, reporting requirements are likely to apply to crypto firms as well. The database will transform blockchains into a massive and fully de-automized repository for government to search at will. Conservatives and now the broader crypto community are not only seeking to block Rule 613, but they're looking to put a legal charge against the SEC. Man, this really is political theater at its finest. And finally, the Bitcoin ETF at 5-week highs with inflows. And I think ETH, the same thing's going to happen. Grayscale is going to be done selling. The inflows are magically going to start ramping up. And now there's going to be a huge bullish narrative. Supply shocks. Inflows at all-time highs. Bitcoin approaching on new all-time highs. Ethereum going to make new all-time highs. Oh my God, Solana ETF coming. XRP ETF. No, Doge ETF coming. It's going to get crazy. And AI might be there to help you avoid getting wrecked on Coinbase the next time Bitcoin crashes. Coinbase said Monday it's developed and deployed a machine learning model that predicts spikes in user traffic and automatically scales its resources, preventing downtime and increasing platform efficiency. This AI has been speaking with Kamala Harris, and her aim to get rid of market gouging or price gouging in the Oh my God. In the grocery store field. I mean, this AI solution aims to deal with the problem of platform crashes during unpredictable surges. Guys, really? It's unpredictable? No, it's where they make a ton of money. Or they don't want to get wrecked. But I'm glad to see AI is going to be there to help us. And so Abra got off, but Kraken's going to trial. I don't understand. But you know what? That's the world we live in. I don't even know what they did. Oh yeah, of course they had they allowed customers to earn interest. This is so funny. Abra sold nearly $500 million of securities to U.S. investors without complying in laws. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, there are no laws. That's the problem. But things are changing for the better. And lastly, I'm going to play an interview from a legend. This came out 3 days ago. And Gerald Celente, he lives down in Kingston, and he's having a March for Peace, September 28th. And I really want to go. I mean, it's only like 6 hours away, but I really like to go stay in Albany and then drive down and meet him in person because he's such a legend. And I'm gonna play a little bit of this interview here because it's so good. I think it's worth the watch.
Welcome back to the Daniela Camboni Show here on ITM Trading, where we have an action-packed week. Investors will be closely watching the Federal Reserve's Economic Policy Symposium at Jackson Hole, August 22nd to 24th.
You guys can hear, right?
The timing of U.S. rate cuts following a roller coaster of recent economic data. Here to talk about this and so much more is Gerald Celente, founder of the Trends Journal. Gerald, so good to be back with you. I mean, I had to bring you back. We have Jackson Hole, Democratic National Convention, so much on deck here.
Yeah, Jackson Hole, a bunch of jerks in a hole. I mean, Jackson Hole. I mean, it's a clown show. I mean, remember, there was no inflation. It was only temporary. Oh, no, it's only transitory. I mean, these aren't the brightest cats around, you know, and yeah, they're going to lower interest rates. There's no question about it. It's only a question of how much they're going to lower them.
And it seems like that the big cut of 0.5. I mean, investors are waiting to know, you know, is it on the table? Is it off the table? I mean, how many rate cuts? Everyone's going to eagerly be eating up every word that Jerome Powell says because he's really going to be laying out the roadmap for cuts from now until the end of the year.
It's a guessing game. I mean, they're saying 75 basis points by the end of the year, 100 basis points down by the end of the year. You know, as we see it, they're going to do everything they can to make the economy look good in the run-up to the presidential reality show. I mean, you don't have to be a brains, genius to figure this out. Who's our Treasury Secretary? Oh, Janet Yellen? What was the last job? The head of the Federal Reserve? Wait a minute. You mean the head of the Federal Reserve is our Treasury Secretary? They want to keep the same people in power. And again, I'm a political atheist. I want to make this really clear. I don't like any of them. Matter of fact, the cover of the Trends Journal coming out is going to be the Disney White House, Minnie Mouse versus Donald Duck. Just to make this clear. So they're going to do everything they can to keep her in there. They're going to pump up the economy. Well, that's the way we see it. But how many basis points they're going to lower it, it's a guessing game.
And then what happens after the election?
It depends on where the markets go and where the economy is going. And again, as we see it, the markets are, look what just happened a couple of weeks ago.
Well, yeah.
Every markets were crashing, everything going. And all of a sudden, boom, it turns around under a little bit of data. There's a thing called a plunge protection team. They go in there to jack the markets up when they're going down. Look at the debt. Here, every day, every week in the Trends Journal, we have a list. This is our 100th week of doing it, of all the major job layoffs. And as we're going on the air, just before we went on the air, GM lays off more than 1,000 salaried software and service employees. Oh, but the job numbers are up. Wait a minute. What jobs are being created? The jobs that are being created are jobs of the plantation workers of Slavelandia. The jobs are in the hospitality service sector, the low-paying healthcare sectors. The high-paying jobs aren't there. So the economy is going down. It's artificially boosted up. Again, nobody talks about, again, it's a reality show. Trump comes out about, inflation went way up under Biden. Yeah, no kidding. What did you do? You brought the interest rates went down to zero, and how many trillions were dumped in to fight the COVID war under your administration and the Biden administration? Now let's go all over the world and look at the economy in Germany. What's it, the third largest economy in the world? Oh, it's doing great, isn't it? Oh, you're on the cusp of recession. You know, a GDP declining all over the world. Oh, China. Oh, China. It's only 1.4 billion people. Their economy is going to crap. Oh, but the markets are going up. You know, again, the market it's going when the markets go down, then mainstream really knows how bad it is, even though they can feel it. They're going to do everything they can to artificially prop up the market. Keep them on.
I'm so happy you brought up what happened a few weeks ago. I know I mentioned this with other guests, but I you're bringing it up now, and because I'm still baffled by it, because I was, as you know, in Europe on vacation. All hell was breaking loose, right? Like the world was ending. I'm looking at what's happening in the markets. I'm like, my gosh, I need to get back and film fresh content. And by the time I took the flight, landed back in JFK, Gerald, everything was okay again.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
How in the world, okay, maybe I'm not remembering, but was it like this in the 90s, Gerald? Early 2000s?
Yeah, it was like this also. One of our, here, this is the Trends Journal when it used to be a monthly. This is the fall of 1999. It was a quarterly, actually, back then. Now it's a weekly. .com this.
Right.
.com overload will short circuit many high expectations for huge profits in internet commerce, entertainment, and a wide array of .com services. Following the holiday season, many of today's high-flying internet stocks, the hottest IPOs and newly emerging IPO wannabes, will have begun a deep descent from their overvalued heights. The markets, we said we crashed by the second quarter of 2000. It did, in March. The same exact thing is going on with the AIs. Yes, AI is the future. No question about it. They're inventing stuff just like they did with the .com thing. Yes, it became the .com is the reality. It became that, but it was over-invested in over-speculated markets. And then let's look at the facts. Oh, the Magnificent Seven. Isn't that nice? Oh, the Magnificent Seven. Oh, and what is the S&P 500? Owned by 3 companies. Was it BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street? 3 companies own 88% of it? Oh, it's not rigged. How dare you say that? What am I, 6 years old? Who owns it? Look at the elections. How much money are the billionaires throwing to their favorite candidate? How much? Again, the whole thing is run by them. Yeah. They're going to do everything they can to artificially prop this up so they can keep making more money, but it's going to bust at some time because the global economy, again, it was all artificially propped up. Stay home, close down. Oh, Daniela, we will not say one word about the office building bust. Oh, over there in San Francisco, the first state to close down California. What's the office vacancy rate? Oh, it's only 34.5%. Wait a minute, 34 empty, vacant? Hey, how are they going to pay their loans? Oh, how about New York City? Oh, 24% vacancy rate? Oh, did you see the building on 50th Street? Oh, yeah. In fact, 2006, the building sold for $320 million. 3 weeks ago, it went up for auction. It sold for the grand total of $8.5 million. There's going to be an office building bust that's going to bring back down the banks that no one is talking.
Yeah. Well, we actually, we just witnessed a piece of it firsthand. We have our studio in New York City. We now have to change location. It worked out. We're even getting a better location, but that office building went bust, and it's like 57 Columbus Circle, Gerald.
Yeah.
Right. So, but to your point about cracks in the labor market, and then I want to get back to politics because you were right on the money with that, but I'll get to that. But let's talk about the cracks forming in the U.S. labor market. So a survey, a Federal Reserve survey just came out this morning. So a slide in people reporting they're employed, a surge in those looking for work, and growing dissatisfaction with pay. The thrice yearly measure of labor activity, confidence, and satisfaction reflected growing age. Workers are still looking for higher starting salaries, but they're not getting the offers. So the cracks are showing. They could tell us anything they want about new job creations and that, but this is really what's going on, Gerald. People are struggling.
Yeah, of course they're struggling. Look at the, again, they come out with this, numbers are rigged, by the way, with the inflation numbers. You go to Shadow Stats, the inflation numbers are twice what they are. They started rigging these in the 80s and 90s. Oh, the prices of housing went up, 47% since they launched the COVID war in 2020. Oh, no, but we're not putting that number in because you have rents and other things. So we're going, the price of steak went up. Oh, yeah, but people changed their diet, so now they're eating different things. So again, it's way worse than what they're saying.
Yeah.
And again, the prices, inflation's gone, it only went, yeah, but how much have the prices gone down? Oh, how about your car insurance, huh? Oh, the people aren't getting it anymore. When you look at the real numbers, the people, again, I call us the plantation workers of Slavelandia. 1% in America owns 54% of all the equities. And then you put the 10% in, it's over 90%. So for the average person, it's a struggle every day. And again, we do the data. Everything's changed. Everything. 9 o'clock at night now, after the COVID war, restaurants stopped serving. Streets are dead. It's a whole different environment. Businesses are all slowing down. All of that juice that they artificially propped into the markets now is drying up. And again, you have to look at the global data. Look what's going on. Again, Germany, Japan. Oh, we were talking about the markets before. Oh, the Nikkei only had its worst day in history a couple of weeks ago. Oh, but now it's went back up.
Well, then what are we supposed to do? So here's part of the confusion, talking about the likelihood of a U.S. recession. I'm looking at two banks, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, couldn't be more apart on this. Goldman Sachs cutting the likelihood of a U.S. recession now, and yet JP Morgan raising the probability of a recession now at 35%. Which one would you be more on the camp? Which side would you be more on here, Gerald? I mean, which bank should we be listening to?
We call it dragflation. The economy is going to go down and inflation is going to go up. There's no question about the economy going down. But again, if they start their act again and start pumping more cheap money in and inventing, look, I thought things would, I made my name. The facts are there. I call it the Wall Street Journal. I call it the 1987 stock market crash. I call it the Asian currency crisis, the dot-com bust. Took out the domain name, the panic of 08 in 2007. I thought things would crash in 2012. They did not teach me about zero interest rates or quantitative easing in economics 101 or graduate school. They'll make up any crap that they want to keep the crapshoot going. It's a gambler's market. They call them investors. It's a casino. And the casino owners are going to do everything they can to keep propping it up.
So maybe the truth lies in the gold price, Gerald. You see the new highs gold is making. What's it telling us?
What's one of your top trends for 2024 from the Trends Journal? A golden year.
Gold.
It's very simple. All right, we're talking about lowering interest rates. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go. This isn't rocket science. And the only reason the dollar's strong is because not because of the $35 trillion debt, not because when you put the real debt in with Social Security and all the payments coming in, it's over like $300 trillion. The dollar is only strong because of the high interest rates. When the interest rates go down, the dollar goes down. And then we're seeing all the information coming out about the BRICS and how so many countries are disgusted with the United States' geopolitical and socio-economic economic hegemony. They've had it. Again, we called it golden year for gold. And we could see gold hitting $3,000 this year an ounce.
Gerald, let me ask you this though. So why don't they say, okay, we want to keep the dollar propped up at all costs. So let's not do rate cuts. I mean, why do you feel they're going to be forced to do those cuts?
They're going to force to do the cuts in the run up to the election. They want to juice the markets. They want to prop it up before the election. That's the way we see it. They do it all the time. And we think they're going to get it. You got Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, who's a former Fed head. I mean, they're running a show. Take a quick story. You saw the pictures when you were up here. There's a picture of me and John Connolly. John Connolly was the governor of Texas that took the bullet in the back, sitting in front of Kennedy. It was a picture of me, him, and his wife in front of the book depository, 1992. He wanted to meet me because of this book, Trend Tracking, that I wrote, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. I had forecast a new third party, someone like Ross Perot. This is 2 weeks before the election in 92. I'm making a very long story short. As we're going back into the Anatole Hotel, he said to me, I read your book, a fine piece of work. And he said, I know your heart's in the right place. He said, well, you don't have a clue what's going on. And neither did the American people. Because if they did, there'd be a revolution in this country. This is the same John Connolly, the Democratic governor of Texas that took the bullet in the back, was the Treasury Secretary, Republican, under Richard Nixon, that took us off the gold standard. All right? That's what's going on. They'll do anything they can to keep.
I wonder what he saw, Gerald.
Well, he saw what a fraud it was. People forget, again, I grew up during the Vietnam War. Inflation started to skyrocket because of all of the money going into the war, all the money that they were pumping into the 70s. I remember when it was long, I remember getting a 10% raise in my job. And everybody did. That's how bad inflation was. They did this to put in more cheap money because they didn't have to back it by gold, and they haven't stopped doing it.
I never asked you this question, and it's kind of going off on a tangent, but you just made me, gave me an idea to ask you it. Do you think the gold's in Fort Knox?
I don't believe a damn thing that these liars. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction and ties to Al Qaeda. I mean, look at the garbage that they throw out there. I don't believe a word that they say. Again, and that was the other thing too, as you know, I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate, worked on major political campaigns, Westchester County. I've been with presidents, prime ministers, and princes. When I quit my job up in Albany, none of my friends could believe it. I said, I'm not going to suck my way up to get to the top. That's not my trip. My best friend, Brian Donahue, may he rest in peace, his wife became the lieutenant governor of Kentucky. There's not a word that I believe. These are the same people I couldn't stand in high school and college that want to be class president and the student council. That's who's running this show. They're a bunch of little nobodies. And they'll lie and lie and lie and steal and cheat. Look at the lies. Look at the lies that they told us when the banksters bailed out the banks when everything went bust in 2007, 2008. Look how they lied, and the trillions of dollars they dumped into JP Morgan, Citigroup, one after another without telling us anything. Was it $29 trillion? $29 trillion the Federal Reserve dumped in to the banksters, according to the leading institute of Bard College.
Another reason I really wanted to bring you up back today is, obviously people ask me, do you ever track your guests' forecast? Absolutely. And I invite you to look at Gerald's track record. Most recently, ones that come to mind, Gerald, spot on with calling the Middle East war when no one was talking about it. And you've been saying for months that Biden was not going to be on the ticket. So your thoughts, well, first of all, I didn't get a chance to speak with you when he was, when he stepped down, ousted, however you want to label it. What was your first reaction? And I bring it up because I saw Fareed Zakaria had, the CNN guy, had a political analyst, had a pinned tweet that in a historical first, we see a leader, graciously step down. But what's your interpretation of how that went down?
It was, we said, go back to your Trends Journal, May 17th and May 23rd, 2022, during the midterm elections. We said, it's right there in black and white, that Kamala Harris was going to run for president again, because at that time, Biden was 79 years old. The people were very unhappy with him and the economy. And we said she's going to hit the campaign trail in 2022. And her major issues that she will only stand on is pro-abortion,
right,
and the Ukraine war. And we said, again, I want to make this clear, we're trend forecasters. It's not what you like, what you want, what you wish for, what you believe in, it's what is. We said the Republicans would do very well in the midterm elections because of the dissent, the low standard that Biden had, but they will not do well because of their anti-abortion stance. And that's exactly what happened. And about a month ago, we sent out a special trend alert repeating all that we wrote. And we said, Harris will win,
right,
minus a wild card, like a market crash. Then they'll go for Trump. But minus a wild card, she's in. Again, I don't like any of them, not voting for any of them. We were the first magazine to call Trump a winner in May of 2016, when all the polls said he would lose, because the people were disgusted with the establishment. So at this point, again, minus a wild card, we see Harris winning.
Gerald, what do you think of this momentum behind Harris? I mean, are you surprised by it? I mean, I don't know. Do people love her as vice president? And now that she's stepped up, I mean, how has she created this era of she's ushering in the new hope? And
first of all,
is it just great marketing or what?
First of all, I did an article for Sputnik about a week before the debate in June. I said, again, by the way, I also designed and instructed a course called American Politics and Campaign Technology, How to Run Political Campaigns. And I taught it at St. John's University. Again, I used to work on major campaigns in Westchester County. I wouldn't know what I know if I wasn't on the other side. And I hated the other side. That's why I got off. But anyway, going back, this thing was all planned out. Going back to the June debate, never, ever did they ever do a debate that early. They did this purposely to show Biden's inability, that he's going out of his mind, which everybody knew for a long time.
Right.
Again, this isn't like news that the guy is nuts. So they did this purposely, that's what we said before it happened. They're going to show his incompetency so that they can put Harris up and running. And we also are saying that we may hear that the president is not feeling well, blah, 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 blah. He's going to resign from office and Kamala Harris will be president. Now the people will be going to the polls in November, voting for a past president and a current president. They're going to do everything they can to pump her up. Now, I want to make this clear. This is from your Trends Journal. Our May 17th, 2022 trend forecast. Harris has aspirations to be president of the United States, and she knows that her boss is an unpopular president who is 79 years old. She wants to be the party standard bearer and needs to start making a name for herself if she hopes to run for president again. We go right here. Being that the Biden administration is viewed as ineffective in bringing down inflation and strongly boosting the economy, Harris will seize upon abortion rights. It's as simple as that, and you got to go by the numbers, because here are the numbers. Again, NBC News, again, this is going back. NBC News reported that the Public Policy Research Institute ran a national poll in February that found 64% of Americans think abortion should be legal in all or most cases. And the poll, when broken down by political affiliation, found 87% of Democrats, you ready? 69% of independents and 37% of Republicans say abortion should be legal. So you got 65% of independents, and you got mostly all of the Democrats. It's going to be a one-issue vote for a lot of people. She's going to get.
But why wasn't that the case? Don't you think it was interesting? Because when it was Biden at the helm, you saw the map. Everything was turning red. So people dislike Biden so much. So even the same people that, abortion is their number one voting reason, but they disliked Biden so much that they weren't going to show up, or they were going to vote for Trump.
They weren't going to show up. Again, people forget the June debate. Yeah, Biden showed that he's out of his mind, and Trump did a lousy job too. Everybody was disgusted with it. You look at the numbers, both the people didn't want either of them. So now she's going to get the woman vote, she's going to get the black vote, and she's going to get the I hate Trump vote. That I hate Trump voters would not have gone to the polls if Biden was running.
You know what's crazy, Gerald? I saw Biden show up at that Harris rally, and I thought, wow, he's looking refreshed now. He actually looked better than ever now that he was off the ticket.
Or the whole Jew stuff. I mean, come on. Like this guy's out of his mind and gone. Now, I'm going to tell you, I really believe that he's going to say he's not president. And that it's a real possibility. And now she'll be president of the United States. And I'm telling you, she's going to get the woman vote, black vote, and a lot of Hispanic vote. And again, people vote with one issue. They don't know details.
Just one final point. Wouldn't you have loved to be in the room when they finally convinced him to get off the ticket?
I think he didn't want to be on the ticket, and I think the whole thing was planned out. I think it was a lot of baloney. Again, look at the facts. Trump was riding high. He was riding high after he almost got assassinated.
Right.
And when they had the convention.
There was just so much momentum. Everyone thought that's it. The election's done.
And then they waited till after, they know what they're doing. They waited till after the Republican convention to announce that Biden wasn't running.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Again, it's a reality show. That's all it is. It's a presidential reality show. We're watching a movie. They got the script written.
Let's end with this. Because, as I mentioned, you were obviously one of the first to say the real issue lies in the Middle East, and it is what can bring down the entire global economy. As you know, Gerald, the Middle East is as close to a broad regional war than it has been in decades, with the rise of Iran and Iran really going up against Washington now. How do you see this playing out? Is this the number one danger we need to be paying attention to?
The number one, go back to the Trends Journal. 2 days before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, We're going back to February 22nd, 2022. From COVID war to Ukraine war to World War. World War III has already begun. We've been writing now for over a year, that Ukraine is going to do everything they can to defeat Russia, which we don't think they're going to do, but they're going to also do things like bomb nuclear power plants. That's a reality. And it's already happening. They hit one plant already. It's hardly making the news. Then you have the Israel war. Again, we kept saying that Netanyahu is not going. Again, I was on the air with you a couple of days after the Hamas attack on October, was the 7th in 2023. I said, this thing is going to keep escalating. Now it's 10 months later. And now Israel, they killed a guy in Tehran, keep shooting, killing people, Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're ramping it up. One of my sayings is, oh, by the way, the Israeli, the numbers just came out. The economy's going down the crapper. When all else fails, they take you to war. Oh, by the way, the billionaires give all this money to the campaigns, not a penny for peace. Can you imagine if the billionaires all joined together? Here's billions of dollars of peace. We want peace now. We're going to stop this. No.
Well, I think of that, Gerald, but I also think if all the billionaires gave money to Africa, that would finally end child poverty. But
no, all they're interested in is making more money. They're putting it into the military-industrial complex. Look how they're branding. How they brand that we're making more weapons for Ukraine and for Israel, and we're creating jobs in America. Right?
Meanwhile, Iran has now 30 times the uranium. They've mined 30 times the uranium that was allowed. I mean, what do you think they're doing with this uranium? How, they have a full-on nuclear program, Gerald.
Yeah, again, these are the Persians. They're not going anywhere. And again, look at the numbers. What do you got? 91 million Iranians versus 9 million Israelis. Who's going to win? And after Israel killed the commander in Damascus, Syria, at the consulate, when Iran attacked, they showed their capability. It cost Israel $1.3 billion to shoot down the drones and missiles, which all they did was throw them into areas that weren't going to kill anybody. And they could just flood them in. No. And then I'm concerned about that thing called the Samson option, that Israel says that if they lose, they go nuclear.
It's terrifying, Gerald. It's absolutely terrifying.
Well, I'm having, by the way, I launched Occupy Peace, and on September 28th, up here in Kingston, and you were there in the beautiful garden on most historic four corners of America, I'm having Judge Napolitano, Scott Ritter, Max Blumenthal, Anya Parampil, and others for a peace. We want to.
Vibrafinance will be there, hopefully.
If we don't have peace on earth, it's going to be hell on earth. And you said this has been going on in the Middle East for how long? It's been going on. It's been going on for centuries. For centuries. Once upon a time, there was a real man that was a real president that fought George Washington. His farewell address. Don't become involved in any foreign entanglements. Basically, this crap has been going on forever. We're not going to fix it. It's none of our business. We have to rebuild. We have to build America. Again, what's your favorite war? The Peloponnesian War? No, I like the 100-Year War. Oh, the War of Roses was lovely. I mean, this stuff's been going on forever.
Gerald, let's bring it home with this. Obviously, I said it's a big week. Jackson Hole, DNC. Anything you're doing differently these days to prepare for what's ahead, for the economy? I mean, anything we can do. I always like to end it with just, some words of advice, words of wisdom here.
Well, the facts are I bought more gold 2 weeks ago. And I tell everybody everywhere, get in the best shape you can, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You're in the fight for your life. And do something positive every day for those who really need help, and to do something to bring a higher level of life back. Once upon a time when I was a young guy, there was a thing called the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. It went out of business. You don't have to step right up. See the fat man, see the talented lady, see the lady with the beard. Look how this country's declined in front of our eyes. Look the numbers again. It's an article in this week's magazine. Americans are the most have the shortest lifespan of all the English-speaking countries in the world. Look what's happening to this country. We need a renaissance. As an Italian woman, when 60% of Europe went under with the Black Plague because of the filthy sanitation and the people were killing themselves. How do you say in Italian, in the manner of the Romans and the ancients, to describe the quality of their work in the Renaissance? That's what we need. We need a renaissance to bring back the true meaning of the human spirit of America, when it was the country that everybody in the world wanted to come to, because it was the land of opportunity and it wasn't owned by the bigs.
I thought of you while I was in Italy vacationing, and I'm like, why don't we just move back here, Gerald? But I was on the seaside resort. I saw folks, most of them over 75, over 80, biking, walking, playing with their grandkids in the sand, swimming, active, fit, thin, more fit. And it's the way of life. And it makes me think, like, look at these folks considered, well, senior, whatever, but still enjoying life, active, enjoying their family. And it's just really has to do with the quality of life. I mean, I took my husband grocery shopping there. He's American, as you know, Gerald, and he was just blown away by the quality of the produce. He was like, whoa, those zucchinis have flowers on them. And I'm like, yeah, that's the way they're supposed to come. But you don't see these zucchinis unless you go to a market in the US. You don't see those at Whole Foods, and you're paying 10x, what we were paying in Italy, 20x maybe.
I know. I thought by the way, the first book I worked on was Natural Healing back in the 80s. When no one was talking about this stuff. And again, I buy organic, and I can't believe, I can afford it. People can't afford this stuff.
No.
I can get a bill of $120. For what? Again, people can, and I'm one guy. How can you feed a family like this? So the people are eating junk and they're turning into junk. Again, when you look at COVID, again, the data, according to the CDC, 61% of 1 to 17-year-olds that were hospitalized were obese.
Yeah, it really just comes down to the quality of food, and we're feeding people processed food and garbage, and they don't have access, because everyone in Italy, even if you're not making that much, you could afford good quality produce because that's the only selection there is. So I don't know, where the mandate comes from, but it's obviously, a top priority, I would say for most European countries. Anyhow, a sad state of affairs, Gerald.
Again, everybody do what you can to do the best that you can. And again, go to Occupy Peace, occupypeace.com, and try to come to the rally up here in September, because I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace.
What's the date on that again? September?
28th.
28th.
And just go to Occupy Peace. It's all there. And again, if we don't have peace on earth, it's going to be hell on earth.
And people get to meet Gerald in real life. He's even better in real life. I can attest to that. Gerald, well, my positive thing for the day was speaking with you, so thank you.
Thank you for all that you do. I really appreciate being on with you, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gerald. Trends, forecasts, get your copy today. Stay on top of it all. Stay on top of it before it happens, because Gerald just knows somehow. That's it for me. We'll have more great content coming your way, so be sure.
Jesus, so slow. All right, guys, what do you think? He's a legend, isn't he? I really want to go and meet him in real life and just kind of pick his brain. So I'm going to do what I can to get down there to Kingston, September 28th. On the 28th of the month, my birthday is on 9/19, the other 28. So yeah, maybe we'll do it. But he's just such a good dude, man. He's so smart. And he's been on both sides. He worked in politics. He wrote campaign speeches. He helped. He saw the dirtiness over there. And that's why he's where he is right now. He's got a huge farm in Italy, organic farm. So he's a legend. He knows what's up. And yeah, I'm going to really, really do what I can to get down there, because I'd love to meet him and just ask him if it's flat or not. Ask him if he went to the moon, and then ask him if I don't even know. I don't know what the third question would be. But all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going to start now that I'm back from vacation. I'm going to be streaming every night now around 10, 11 p.m. EST. So anything you guys want me to talk about, any subjects, any coins, anyone watching the replay, anything, just drop it down in the comment section. And I totally forgot to talk about like the stuff that I fear is going to maybe not pump this cycle. We're going to have to wait another 3-4 years. And I think Pulse Chain, if it doesn't look good heading into next year, I mean, I don't know though. I just can't see Richard doing that. He's got so much. He's got 100,000 ETH, 170,000, and it's only a matter of time. I think we're just all playing this imaginary horrible. But for the most part, XRP, like I've been saying, is going to pump based not off of retail, but based off of utility, based off of the amount of assets on chain, the amount of assets that are tokenized, and the volume. That's what's going to drive the price of XRP, and that might be in another couple years. You know, it might be planned out to where we have a bull run. XRP kind of goes to $3-5, does not much, and the next bear market, you know, Tether collapses or something crazy happens, and that's when they need to settle an XRP. And I know that Bank of America just put out an announcement or something on their website that they're working with Ripple now or XRP. So I'll have that for tomorrow night's stream. And once again, I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Smash that like button, guys. And yeah, smash it again.